Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel, Link Preferred. In today's episode, we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful mini beaded bag from scratch. This is the part 1 of this video. I splitted this video into 2 because I don't want it to be too long. So after watching this one, go ahead and watch the part 2 of this tutorial, okay? As you can see, these are the materials I'm going to be using to make this. I have my scissors, fishing line, 0.50, and then size 4 different colors of beads. I have round beads here and then some pearl beads. These are size 4. So I'm going to start by taking about 40 inches line. I'm going to fold the line into 2, grabbing the 2 ends together. Then I'm going to be adding 4 beads. Go ahead and add 4 beads. Add 3 into any of the lines and then interlock with the 4th one. As you can see, this is what I'm having. So I'm going to be grabbing the 2 ends again like that. I'm going to be adding 3 beads this time. I'll add 1 on this line and 1 on the other line. I'll interlock with the 3rd one. Okay, so this is what I am having so far. Again, I'm going to be, as you can see, I have 2 rings there already, so I'm going to be grabbing the 2 ends again. I'll go ahead and add 3 beads again, 1 on this line, 1 on the other line. I'll interlock with the 3rd one like that, and make sure you're stretching your line, basically, just to tighten it up and make it stronger. As you can see, I have 3 rings. Just continue like this until you get to your desired length. Okay, continue to add 3 beads. So here, this is what I am having so far. All right, so this is the length I want for this bag. Now I've gotten to my desired length, so just grab any of the lines. We're going to be creating another row. Grab any of the lines and add 3 beads to it. When you add 2, interlock with 1. Okay, so as you can see, our line is coming up that way again for us to create another row. So I'm going to be grabbing this line, that line there. So I'm going to be adding 3 beads to it. So I'm going with the blue beads now. I'm adding 2 on that line and then I'll interlock with the 3rd one. I'll use my other line again. I'll pass through the next bead. Okay, and then on my other line, I'm going to be adding 2 blue beads. So this time I'm going to be adding 2 beads, until I get to the end. So I added 1 on that line and I interlocked with the 2nd one. So I'm passing my line through the next bead again using the other line. So on the other line now, I'm adding 2 beads. I'll add 1 and interlock with 1, making it 2. I'll pull down. I'll pass through the next bead again using my other line. I will put 1 and interlock with 1. I'm just going to continue like this, adding 2 beads. Okay, make sure that the line you're using to pass, you don't use it to pick beads. Okay, if you're using your right line to pass, you use your left line to pick. If you're using your left line to pass, you use your right line to pick. Continue to add 2 beads, pass through the next one, use the other one, pick 1 and interlock. It is very easy to make. Okay, so now this is what I am having and I'm out of line. So I'm going to be showing you how to tie your line. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm just going ahead to pass my line through the beads. I'll go down there, pass my lines through the beads, making sure my both lines are meeting. Okay, just go in through the beads and make sure your two lines are meeting. Once your two lines are meeting, you're going to be tying a knot there. Tie 2 times. Okay, after tying a knot, you don't just cut it there, you don't just cut there, you're going to weave back your lines, the remaining lines. You're going to weave it back into the beads. Just put them into the beads, go into as many beads as you want. Once you do that, you cut out the excess line or the remaining line. It is very easy. So I'm trying to go into the beads. I'm weaving my lines into the beads. Now I'm done. I'm going to cut out the excess. I'm going to be grabbing another line. I'm going to show you how to start with another line. So I'm going to put it into that blue bead there, the last blue bead there. Just put it into that bead and pull down and make sure the lines are equal. Okay, now we're going to continue from where we stopped. Okay, so using that line there, the one down there, you're going to be passing through the next bead. Pull down, and then grabbing the other line, you're going to add 2 blue beads. So when you're done making this row, you're going to turn again and start with the white beads. Okay, back again, I'm passing through the next bead again. Using my other line again, I'm adding 2 blue beads. Now I'm cutting to the end. I'm going to show you how to close it up. We are closing this row. I just passed through the next bead, still on that same bead I used in passing. I'm going to be adding 2 blue beads there, still on the same bead I used in passing the last bead. Add 2 beads there, add 1, interlock with 1. You will see that the row is closed and your line is coming up this way for you to start another layer. Okay, I'm going to be adding white beads now. Using that line on the outside, I'm going to add 3 beads. To start a new layer, you first of all pick 3 beads. I put 2 there and then I'm interlocking with 1, making 3. Using my other line again, I'm passing through the next bead. This time I'm going to be adding 2 white beads. I'm going with 2 this time to the end. I'm adding 1 on that line. I will interlock with 1, just like that. Okay, using my other line, just continue like this. Okay, using my other line again, I'm going to be passing through the next bead. Then on my other line, I'll add 2 white beads. 1, and then I'll interlock with the second one. I'll pull down. I'll go through the next bead again. Okay, I'll use my other line again. I will put 2 beads. I'll put 1 there and interlock with the second one. I'll go through the next bead again using my other line. Make sure you're stretching your line. I'll use the other line again. I'll add 2 beads on the other line again. Okay, so just continue like that until you get to the end. When you get to the end, if you can't remember what I did there, you go back and watch it again. You're going to do exactly what you did on that side. After making this row, turn around and continue with the blue beads. You turn again, white beads, just like that. Now this is what I am having. So if you look at it, this is about, I made about 19 rings by 13 rings. This is the length and width I want for this bag. Okay, 19 and 13, 19 by 13. So I'm just going ahead to close it up. I'm going to close up that row. So I just passed through the next bead, which is the last bead, still on that line, that same line. I'm going to be adding 2 white beads there, you know, just to close it up. Okay, and start the next thing. So when you add the beads, go ahead and tie your line just the way I showed you earlier. Weave your lines into the beads, making sure that your 2 lines are meeting. Then you tie there and weave your lines again back into the beads, then cut out the remaining line. That is what I am doing. Now that is done, I'm grabbing myself another line. I'm going to weave from here to that point, down there again. I will turn around again, back again to that place. That is how I'm going to continue this time. So I'm putting my line into that white bead there, that last white bead. Okay, that side is going to be the top of the bag. So there on that line, I'm going to be adding 3 white beads. Because we have a white bead there, I'm going to add 3 white beads as well, you know, just to match up with the pattern. Okay, so I added 2 there and I'm interlocking with the 3rd one. Okay, so now I'm going to be pulling down. Make sure you're stretching your line. So I'm going ahead to pass my other line through the next bead, which is the blue one. I'm passing through the next bead, which is the blue bead here, and because we have a blue bead there and we passed through a blue bead, I'm going to be adding 2 blue beads. This time I'm going with 2 beads. Okay, on that other line, I will add 2 blue beads there. I'll add 1 and interlock with the 2nd one. Like I said earlier, make sure you're stretching your lines. Okay, stretch them. All right, just to make the bag strong. So when that is done, I'm pulling down and stretching my line. So I'm going to use my other line. I'll pass through the next bead, which is the white one now, the white one. So because we passed through the white bead, we are going to be adding 2 white beads. Using my other line now, I'm going to add 2 white beads. Okay, I'll add 1 and interlock with 1. Like that. If you notice, the beads we are putting now are standing. Okay, it's not lying, they're not lying flat just like the other ones, they are standing up. This is how you're going to continue. So I'm using my other line now. I'm passing through the next bead, which is the blue one. Make sure your beads are coming up, don't let them lie flat. Okay, so on my other line again, we passed through blue beads. We're going to add 2 blue beads on the other line. Yes, that is that. I'm stretching my line again, grabbing my other line, passing through the next white bead. If you pass through white, you add 2 whites. If you pass through blue, you add 2 blue. That is what I'm doing. So because I passed through white, I'm adding 2 white beads. I will add 2 on the other line and interlock. Okay, so I've been doing that. Now I'm getting to the extreme. I passed through the last white bead, sorry, through the last blue bead, sorry. So I'm adding 2 blue beads there. Okay, I'm passing through. I just passed through the last blue, so now it's remaining the last white. Now I'm going to be passing through that last white. So when I pass through that last white, I'm going to be adding 2 white beads. Okay, using the other line. I'll put one and interlock with one. As you can see, we now have white beads left on that side, so we're going to continue to add white beads. Pass 1 white bead and add 2 white beads. Okay, I just passed 1 white bead again. I'm going to use the other line. I'm going to add 2 white beads because we have white beads on that row. So just continue adding two white beads until you complete the row. Make sure the beads are standing. Don't let them lie flat. Okay, so again I'm passing the next white bead. Okay, using my other line again, I'm adding 2 white beads. Always remember what I said. This time you're adding white beads, 2 white beads until you complete the row. So go there until you get to that point. Okay, now I've gotten to that point. I've passed through the last white there, so I'm going to be adding 1 white and I'll interlock with the blue one. Reason is because I am not going to be beading this side the same way I made the other side, because if I do that, it is not going to rhyme. The pattern will not rhyme. I don't know why it's like that. I can't just explain, but that is it. It will not just rhyme. Try it out, you see it. So, and again I'm going to be passing the next blue bead. Okay, when I pass through the next blue bead, I'm going to be adding 1 white and 1 blue. So because we passed through the blue, we're going to add the blue one first, the blue bead first, and then interlock with the white bead. Okay, I'll pull down like that. So I'm grabbing my other line. I'm going to pass through the next white bead. Because I passed through white bead, I'm going to add the white bead first and then interlock with the blue bead. If you pass through blue, add blue bead first and interlock with white. If you pass through white bead, add white bead first and interlock with blue. That is what I'm doing. So I'm passing through the next bead again, which is the blue bead. Okay, so I'm going to be adding the blue bead first. I'll add the blue bead first and interlock with the white one. Okay, so now I'm passing through the next white bead. Because I'm passing through the next white bead, I'm going to be adding the white bead first. I'll interlock with the blue one. If you pass through white, add white first. If you pass through blue, add blue first. So now I'm passing through the blue bead, the next blue bead. I'm going to be adding the blue bead first. And then I'll interlock with the white one. Okay, this is how I'm going to continue until I get to the end. So I'm passing through the next bead again, which is the white one. So I'm going to be adding the white bead first and then add the blue bead. I'll interlock with the blue bead like that. So now I'm getting closer to the end. I'm going to do what I did on the other side. So I'm passing through the last blue bead there. So I'm going to add the blue bead first and interlock with the white one. This is exactly what we did on the other side. I'm interlocking with the white one. So from there, I've created the first row. I'm going to turn from there again and create another row. I'm making 3 rows for this. This is the base and the sides of the bag. Okay. So on the last white now, I pass through the last white, still on the same line I used in passing. I am adding 2 beads, 2 white beads on that line. So in order not to get confused, I'm just going to tie up my line there because I want to make this easier for you. Let's just tie up our line there as usual and start from the other side again. Now I'm done tying my line. I'm still going to start from the other side again. So I'm grabbing myself a new line and I'm putting it there on that last bead. I'm going to start from there again. You know, on that side we are adding two white, 2 white, 2 blue, 2 white, 2 blue. Just continue like that until you get to the other side. When you get to the other side, remember how we did here, 2 white, 2 blue. When you get to the other side, continue to add 1 blue and 1 white. If you've forgotten what we did there, go back and watch the video. So now to start up another row, I'm grabbing the line on the outside, the one outside. I'm adding 3 beads there, 3 white beads, because we have white beads there at first. So I'm just going to interlock with the third one. Okay, then I'm going to be passing my line through the next blue bead. Here I'm going to be adding 2 blue beads. Okay, as usual, I'm adding 2 blue beads. I'll add 1 and interlock with 1. So continue to add 2 white and 2 blue. When you get to that place, remember what we did here is different from what we did on this side. Okay, so when you get to that other side, you repeat what we did on that other side as well. All right, so after making this, you're going to be adding 3 rows. Remember, this is the second row. Now when you get to that other end, you cut your line there, tie it up, grab another line and start from the other side again. So when you create the third row, you're going to set that aside and repeat this. You're going to be duplicating this. You're going to make exactly what we made here. You're going to do that again. So I'm going to be making another video, the part 2 of this tutorial, to continue with this because I don't want this video to be too long. That's why I had to split it into 2. So after watching this one, go ahead and watch that other one, and if you're yet to subscribe, please kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Thank you. So when you get to that other side, you start adding white beads. From there you repeat what we did here. Okay, then add another row, repeat exactly what we did here. Tie up your line after making this particular place and grab a fresh line and start from the other side. You remember what we did here? If you can't remember, go back and watch the video again. Thank you. See you in the next video.